Welcome back to Nature Moment. Masai Mara, a wild land where nature proudly displays its breathtaking beauty while also revealing its extreme harshness. Here, the kings of the jungle, lions, and the cunning predators, leopards, move silently across the vast grasslands, hunting with unmatched speed and skill. Troops of baboons roam leisurely, not only in search of food, but also constantly stay alert for threats, like packs of wild dogs. In the sky, flocks of brilliant red queles swirled like living clouds, while hawks patiently kept watch, ready to strike at any moment. All of these elements blend together to create an endless cycle of existence, where survival and death are separated by nothing more than a fragile breath. Where are you watching this video from? Leave a greeting in the comments and let's connect with nature lovers from all around the world. Dawn breaks over the Masai Mara, marking the beginning of an endless cycle of life and death. The gentle morning sunlight softly blankets the vast meadow, where dewdrops still glisten, creating a magical scene that seems like it belongs only in a painting. But behind that peaceful appearance, life is always moving swiftly, turning endlessly in the harsh cycle of birth and death. On a high cliff, the lion family begins their day. The pride leader, a muscular male lion with a sleek black mane, silently watched over the grasslands below. 3 lionesses, after a long night of patrolling their territory, are resting. Not far from there, 4 playful lion cubs were frolicking in the bushes. The deep roar of the male lion echoed as a reminder, prompting the little ones to stop playing and snuggle obediently next to their mother. Today is a big day. The whole pack has to hunt to make up for 2 days of hunger. The sound of hungry stomachs began to rumble, calling for the whole pack to join forces. As the sun rises higher, one of the fiercest lionesses begins sniffing the air for signs of prey. The herds of zebras were too far away. The flocks of guinea fowl moved in such large, tight groups that they were hard to approach. And the massive buffalo lurking nearby was simply too dangerous to risk. But then, in the distance, a group of wild boars grazing under a low bush caught my eye. The whole pack immediately tensed up, their sharp eyes fixed on the prey. Wild boars are not easily caught. They are agile, aggressive, and possess sharp tusks that can inflict serious injuries if the lion is careless. But this is a golden opportunity to secure a meal for the whole flock. The auditorium echoed with applause as the sun slowly set over the Masai Mara. The lion's roar echoed through the wind, proclaiming yet another victory for the ruler of this land. But hidden deep in the darkness of a cave, the young wild boars continue to survive, preparing for a new day and the ongoing journey on the harsh stage of life and death. Dawn was just breaking over the vast grasslands of the Masai Mara, casting a soft honey-colored light across the Mara River, where the green forest was beginning to wake up. The sound of birds singing blends with the flapping wings of a flock of wild ducks searching for food, creating a symphony on an early morning. In the distance, a herd of wildebeests is peacefully drinking water by the shore, but their eyes remain watchful, fixed on the silent darkness, ready for any danger that might suddenly appear. Beneath the murky water, dozens of massive hippos surfaced like living boulders. They exhale powerful jets of mist, their small ears constantly flicking to shoo away the swarm of insects around them. Despite their calm appearance, hippos are the fierce kings of the Mara River, and their territory is not welcoming to any strangers. Under the blazing morning sun, a young male hippopotamus appeared upstream, having just left his old herd after losing a fight. Tired and hungry, but filled with ambition, it searches for new opportunities. Slowly, its eyes rose above the water's surface, watching the herd of hippos ahead. At the center of the herd, the massive alpha male, weighing over 4,400 pounds, lies in the water with his eyes half open, watching the female hippos and calves nearby, unaware that a challenger is approaching. On the opposite bank, a herd of zebras crossed the river, their neighs and the splashing of their hooves stirring up the calm water. Hiding nearby, a Nile crocodile over 16 feet long silently stalked, its cold eyes fixed on the herd of zebras. But alongside the hippos and crocodiles, it doesn't dare to act aggressively, having experienced many battles before. The giant hippos never allow anyone to disturb their peace. Suddenly, a deep roar echoed, shattering the morning's tranquility. The alpha hippopotamus charged straight at its challenger, sending massive waves surging across the water's surface. The battle of the Mara River Kings begins, intense and fierce, a testament to the powerful will to survive in the wild. The battle at the water's edge grew intense as the leader of the hippo herd let out a thunderous roar, as if declaring victory and asserting his dominance over the river. With their massive bodies weighing between 2,000 to 106,600 pounds, hippos are the third largest land mammals in the world, surpassed only by elephants and rhinos. Despite their somewhat awkward and bulky appearance, no one would expect that they can actually move so fast, reaching speeds of 20 to 25 miles per hour on land. However, the swimming ability of hippos is what truly amazes many people. Instead of swimming like other species, they walk along the riverbed, using their feet to glide gracefully through the water, like a ballet dancer beneath the vast surface. Moreover, hippos can dive deep and hold their breath for up to 5 to 7 minutes, thanks to an automatic mechanism that seals their nostrils and ears when they submerge. This makes them true masters at adapting to life in two worlds, half on land and half in water. This is not just a biological trait, but also a perfect adaptation to their living environment. In today's context, as nature faces numerous challenges such as climate change and habitat loss, the story of the hippopotamus can serve as a reminder of the adaptability of both animals and humans. In addition to their exceptional swimming skills, hippos also possess a range of other unique characteristics that make them some of nature's most mysterious creatures. A hippopotamus's skin is extremely thick, but it's also very sensitive and can be easily damaged if it isn't kept moist and protected by frequent soaking in water. To protect themselves, they secrete a special red mucus, also known as blood sweat, which not only shields them from ultraviolet rays, but also effectively prevents infection. A hippopotamus can open its mouth up to 150 degrees, revealing tusks that can be as long as 20 inches. These tusks are not only used for fighting, but also serve as a symbol of power within the herd. It is precisely the strength and structure of their canine teeth that help hippos maintain their dominance within the herd and engage in fierce battles with their own kind. Hippos live in herds, with each group usually consisting of 10 to 30 individuals, led by a dominant alpha male. Other males seeking to take control of the group must engage in fierce battles, where sharp bites and immense physical strength can cause serious injuries. Although they are herbivores, hippos need to consume about 88 pounds of grass each night to maintain their health. However, their aggressive nature and territorial instincts make them one of the most dangerous animals in Africa. They won't hesitate to attack crocodiles, lions, or even humans when they feel threatened. Hippos live in herds, each led by a dominant alpha male, which evokes an image of power and territorial protection. Hippos are not only territorial warriors, but also play an important role in the ecosystem. Their droppings provide a rich source of nutrients for countless aquatic creatures, from microorganisms to small fish, helping to maintain the natural balance of the Mara River. However, hippos are also facing serious threats, such as habitat loss, conflicts with humans, and being hunted for their tusks, a product that is increasingly sought after as a substitute for ivory. The heavy rain had just stopped, leaving Mara looking fresh and full of life. Sunlight streams through the droplets of water still clinging to the meadow, awakening a wild world that is getting ready for the lively day ahead. Every step a hippopotamus takes on land, or every graceful dive it makes in the water, tells a story of vibrant life and a deep desire to preserve the extraordinary wonders of our natural world. The droplets of water lingering on the blades of grass glisten like pearls, adorning the endless stretch of lush green field. After the rain shower, the young guinea fowl and the herd of zebras took turns approaching, savoring the gift that nature had bestowed. In the distance, the Mara River surged with greater force, carrying along deep red silt and washing away all traces of the night's rain from the edge of the forest. At that moment, from the edge of the forest, a lively troop of baboons began to appear. Nearly 50 individuals crowded together, led by a large male with dark grey fur, a fierce face, and a cold, piercing gaze. The troop of monkeys, like a group of janitors, noisily made their way into the field. The hard-working mothers dig in the soil to find insects and gather ripe fruit that has fallen after the rain, while their children leap and play on their mothers' backs like drops of spring dew. The lively commotion of the monkeys not only creates a lot of noise, but also startles the nearby zebras and antelopes, making them jump up and stay alert to any possible changes. The silhouettes of the baboons stood out clearly against the horizon as they slowly left the forest, their sharp eyes constantly scanning in all directions as if searching for danger. Leading the group was a large male with thick, dark grey fur and a powerful jaw. He stood upright for a moment, his sharp gaze making it clear that this was their territory. The baby monkeys obediently cling to their mother's thick fur, following the females as they move in groups, creating a lively and vibrant scene. Not only were the baboon troops crowded, but their calls echoed everywhere, shattering the gentle morning calm that followed the rain. Ripe fruits fall and burst open on the ground. Insects are swept out of their nests, and snails slowly crawl across the damp soil, all becoming a lavish feast for the monkeys. The hard-working females dig and catch large snails, using stones to crack their shells, while the young males leap onto high branches, pick the last clusters of sweet fruit, and share them with each other, laughing and giggling. That cheerful atmosphere instantly turned into a dramatic scene when, from a nearby ancient acacia tree, a female leopard appeared, her cold golden eyes tracking every movement of the troop of monkeys. Baby monkeys clinging to their mothers' backs are perfect targets for stealthy predators like the Mara Masai leopard. This species of leopard is not only agile, but also extremely patient, using silence and precise speed to take down its prey. But as soon as when the alpha monkey appeared, everything suddenly changed completely. A loud howl echoed across the vast area, immediately warning the entire troop of monkeys about the impending danger. Unlike their usual instinct to flee, the troop of baboons immediately surrounds the predator, a powerful leopard. In a moment, overwhelmed by despair, the jaguar leapt onto a high branch, panting heavily. Its eyes filled with rage as it glared at the troop of monkeys resolutely surrounding it, growling in defiance. The monkeys gradually retreated, leaving the leopard with minor injuries and a bruised ego. The appearance of the alpha monkey is not only a symbol of leadership, but also a sign of territorial protection. The alpha monkey not only plays a supervisory role, but is also ready to confront enemies to protect the safety of the group. At dusk, on the Masai Mara grasslands, a troop of baboons spreads out across the ground in search of food. The hard-working females dig in the soil to search for insects and plant roots, while the larger males stand guard from a distance, watching alertly. The sound of birds singing echoes across the meadows, while baby monkeys jump around on their mothers' backs, occasionally chasing each other along the gentle hillsides. But that peace is threatened when the monkeys, completely unaware, accidentally wander close to the territory of a pack of African wild dogs. In the wild, there's no room for hesitation. Every decision marks the line between survival and extinction. Behind the heart-pounding chases and the touching moments of reunion are lessons about survival instincts, maternal love, and the spirit of unity. Values that are not only essential in nature, but also deeply relevant to our own lives. Sometimes it is the harshest places that teach us the most profound lessons about compassion, courage, and the limits of power. What do you think makes an alpha monkey willing to confront even a predator like a jaguar? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and if you love raw, powerful moments like these, don't forget to follow Nature Moment, where wild stories are told straight from the heart. From the low bushes, a pack of about 12 wild dogs, led by a large male, appeared. With cold, piercing eyes, ears standing upright and bodies tense like coiled springs ready to pounce. They silently watched the troop of monkeys from several dozen yards away. At a signal from their leader, the pack of dogs surged forward, their howls echoing across the open field, signaling the start of a life or death battle. The baby monkey let out a piercing scream as a stray dog lunged at it, and death came swiftly under the predator's sharp teeth. Realizing the situation had turned seriously unfavorable, the troop of monkeys had to retreat, growling in warning as they gradually ran toward the distant mountains, their safe haven. The victorious howls of the wild dogs echoed endlessly. Meanwhile, on the towering cliffs of the Masai Mara mountains, a group of macaque monkeys gathered. The leader's eyes intently gazed into the distance, where a bloody battle was raging at the foot of the mountain. Every step in this wilderness is fraught with danger, because no creature here can ever truly be at ease. A safe boundary is a luxury here, because everything, whether predator or prey, must pay with its life if it isn't careful enough. Life and death here exist like a symphony, composed by the grass and the wind, filled with breathtaking and deeply emotional stories, set in the heart of untamed wilderness. Dawn gently breaks over the horizon, with soft golden light shining tenderly across the Masai Mara fields, still glistening with the night's dew. A thin layer of mist floated like a veil of light, covering the endless expanse of lush green prairie. The acacia bushes, glistening with dewdrops, shimmered in the sunlight as if dusted with silver, creating a magical scene that stirred the heart and filled it with wonder. In the distance, the Mara River winds its way across the vast grasslands, where small rain puddles form shimmering whirlpools under the morning light. The stillness of the early morning was suddenly broken by an unexpected movement. A strong wind blew through, carrying the cheerful chirping of a flock of small birds from the nearby acacia trees. And then, a flock of red queles birds suddenly burst into the air like a blazing cloud, with hundreds of thousands of wings beating in unison, forming a vibrant, living cloud floating across the sky. From a distance, the flock of birds looked like ever-moving waves, sometimes gliding gracefully, other times swirling in chaotic patterns. Their brown wings gently reflected the sunlight, casting silvery ray. That scene turned the Masai Mara sky into a breathtaking, vibrant masterpiece. The flock of birds quickly landed on a patch of fresh grass, where new blades had sprung up here and there across the ground after the recent rain. They cover the ground like a vast brown carpet, with the sound of birds blending with the gentle breeze to create a soothing, natural symphony. The little birds hopped back and forth among the blades of grass, their slender beaks gently pecking at tiny seeds. Some took flight and landed nearby, creating a lively and vibrant scene full of life. Meanwhile, not far away, an African hawk stood motionless on an acacia branch, its cold eyes fixed on the flock of birds, watching their every slightest movement. This is a master hunter who knows that just a moment's distraction from the flock of birds is all it takes for its sharp claws to seize a meal. It seemed that the flock of birds sensed the presence of danger. A few of them lifted their heads, their small eyes quickly scanning the sky, and their chirping gradually faded. Some of them jumped up, flew, and then landed near their companions, seemingly seeking safety in the group. This scene not only depicts life teetering on the fragile line between existence and death, but also captures the vibrant, harmonious beauty of the wild ecosystem here. The harmonious interplay between nature and living creatures creates an enchanting symphony, reminding us that in the wild, life cherishes every moment, and even a single fragile breath can change the entire game of survival. Masai Mara is not only home to breathtaking natural landscapes, but also stands as a symbol of the delicate balance between life and death in the wild. The falcon remains quietly perched on the branch, not rushing to attack. Patience is the sharpest weapon of this predator. Its quiet, lurking figure, like a powerful ghost, made the flock of birds even more terrified. A sense of danger spread throughout the flock, and suddenly the birdsong grew livelier, sounding like a warning echoing through each tiny creature. Suddenly, the entire flock of birds took flight at once, creating a powerful sound like the wind sweeping across a vast prairie. They soar into the sky, moving in perfect harmony, their bodies blending together as one. The hawk keenly observed and realized that the flock of birds had spotted it, but had no intention of fleeing. A flock of birds, numbering in the thousands, is not an easy target for any predator. When these tiny individuals gather together, they form a perfect protective shield, making it difficult for predators to single out their prey. With a cautious gaze, the hawk quietly retreated, flying toward other fields, waiting for a better opportunity. The flock of red birds kept soaring across the Masai Mara sky, constantly shifting their shapes. They spin, bend, then suddenly spread out like a giant net, before clustering back together into a dense mass. These organized movements not only create breathtaking beauty, but also serve as an effective defensive strategy for these tiny birds. When they felt safe, the flock slowly landed on another meadow, where they began to hop around happily, chirping and pecking at the fresh, tender seeds. But vigilance always prevails. A few birds patiently stand atop the tallest blades of grass, taking turns, keeping watch. In the Masai Mara, the instinct to survive always comes first, even when the natural landscape appears most peaceful. The sun quietly slipped away, casting a golden-orange glow over the Masai Mara, painting the sky and grasslands in mesmerizing, vibrant hue. The flock of red birds took flight once again, thousands of tiny wings beating in unison, like a vibrant symphony in the sky. Despite constant threats from hawks, snakes, and stealthy predators, the flock continues to survive and thrive, thanks to their unity, adaptability, and quick reflexes. They are the queens of the vast grasslands, a living symbol of enduring vitality in the wilderness. In the heart of the legendary Masai Mara savannah, where the wild beauty of nature drifts through every breeze like a touch of magic, a captivating story is slowly unfolding. Luna, a female leopard with rare jade-green eyes, emerges as a symbol of beauty, resilience, and intelligence in this harsh world. Luna is not just an individual. She embodies inner strength and exceptional resilience, serving as living proof that the immortal story of life continues to unfold amid the wonders of nature. Today, unlike any other day, Luna, the lioness queen of the Masai Mara savannah, wasn't out hunting. Instead, she wandered in search of a safe place, for within her, a new life was waiting to be welcomed into the world. In the dim light of early morning, Luna slowly made her way through the rustling tall grass, her sharp eyes remaining constantly alert. She paused by the small stream, where crystal kill water quietly flowed around rocks covered in lush green moss. There, she drank some water and then sought the shade of the dense trees to rest, while her thoughts overflowed with the instincts of a nurturing mother. Daylight sunlight filtered through the dense foliage, casting sparkling rays down onto the soft grass. The ancient tree stump, with its massive roots deeply embedded in the ground, has become an ideal shelter amid the vast expanse of the prairie. In its shade, Luna lay down in a small hollow. Despite the cheerful chirping of birds in the treetops, she remained fully alert, ready to respond to any unfamiliar sound echoing from afar. Her breathing quickened, and her body began to move with each contraction. Tiny beads of sweat glistened on her dappled fur, sparkling under the brilliant sunlight. This was the most sacred moment for a predator, as she prepared to welcome a new life into the challenging world of the wild. In the quiet atmosphere, only Luna's heavy breathing remained, blending with the gentle sound of the wind rustling through the vibrant green leaves. Suddenly, the faint cries of the baby leopard broke the stifling silence. Luna gently turned her head, her emerald eyes shining with an unprecedented tenderness. With her powerful maternal instincts, she gently licked her baby's tiny body, helping him gradually adjust to the unfamiliar world. The tiny, fragile feet timidly moved, seeking the warmth and protection of their mother's body. Luna gently held her child close, in a loving, protective embrace as warm sunlight bathed them both. A peaceful, vibrant scene set in the vast wilderness beneath the radiant sun. Luna, despite her incredibly fierce fighting and hunting abilities, shows a softer and more human side when she's with her offspring. That is a symbol of the hidden strength within love. A mother's act of protecting, holding tightly and caring for her child in her arms, demonstrates the kind of unconditional sacrifice that only a mother can make. Even in a world as dangerous as the Masai Mara plains. Luna's story is not just about a leopard's journey to motherhood. It is also a symbol of the wild, a world that constantly fights, survives, and is filled with hope. On the vast Masai Mara savanna, life must always remain alert and rise above countless lurking dangers, making every moment, like the instant Luna was born, more precious than ever. This also serves as a profound reminder of the instinctive power, resilience, and sacred maternal bond found in the wild, ushering in a promising new chapter for the next generation of leopards on the African continent. If you're moved and inspired by Luna's courageous journey into motherhood, comment with the number 9 to help spread the beauty of humanity in the wild. What do you think? Can the bond of motherhood make a predator like Luna become vulnerable, yet truly magnificent? Leave a comment below Nature Moment is always by your side, with every breath of nature, where life is written through miraculous stories, just like Luna's. On the vast grasslands of the Masai Mara, a little angel named Mo, meaning moon, has just been born, beginning the first chapter of their life. That little leopard cub is always protected by the fierce guardianship of Luna, its instinctive mother with bright, piercing eyes. Mo, with his fragile legs and silky soft fur, is completely dependent on his mother's love and devoted care. Luna gently licked her kitten's fur, her eyes filled with love, yet she remained alert to the dangers lurking around them, because life in the wild never allows peace to last for long. Mo's early days were spent in his mother's embrace, but the harshness of nature constantly presented new challenges. Lions and hyenas are constant threats, always watching and looking for ways to invade the territory. A pack of hyenas approaches the tree where Luna and Mo are taking shelter. Luna's eyes suddenly turned cold as the mother leopard stood silently, watching every move the predators made. Immediately, Luna led her child to a safer, more secluded place where they could avoid danger. Although still young, Mo began receiving his first lessons on how to avoid danger under the dedicated guidance of Luna, not only his protector, but also the little leopard's very first teacher. With each tiny step as she learned to walk and tested her abilities on the low-hanging branches nearby, Mo gradually picked up essential life skills. In the shade of a giant old tree, Mo never got discouraged by clumsy climbs and painful falls, because Mo was always there, gently catching her and guiding her to safety. Under the blazing midday sun, Luna patiently taught Mo how to survive in the harsh wilderness. This was the most crucial stage in the young leopard's life, when all survival skills were forged and perfected. With her natural instincts as a born hunter, Luna gradually taught essential skills, from climbing and hunting to avoiding other dangerous predators. Every lesson is incredibly valuable and determines Mo's chances of survival in the harsh wilderness. Mo is starting to get used to the small challenges of early life, taking his first steps as he tries to climb onto low tree branches, but he keeps falling down. Luna's eyes were always on her, both stern and gentle, encouraging Mo not to give up. Finally, Mo succeeded, gripping the rough tree branch tightly with his tiny paws and pulling himself up. From time to time, Mo glanced back at his mother, where Luna was perched on a higher branch, her eyes shining with pride and encouragement. Once Mo reached his desired spot, he began exploring his new playground, leaping back and forth between the small branches, gradually becoming more agile and stronger. Surviving in the wild is never easy for a young leopard, but with Luna's love, patience, and invaluable experience, Mo is gradually turning challenges into important lessons. These lessons are helping him build a solid foundation for a strong future in the vast wilderness of the Masai Mara. Under the gentle afternoon sunlight that blankets the lush green grass of the Masai Mara plains, a flock of guinea owl leisurely pecks at their food, enjoying a peace that seems everlasting. But that tranquility couldn't last long, because not far away, hidden in a dense thicket, Luna, a female leopard who had just endured a grueling birth, was lying in wait. Though her body was still weak, her emerald green eyes shone brightly as she hid alongside two other female leopards, preparing for a rare hunt. A female alliance formed to make up for Luna's limited strength. Luna slowly stood up, moving gently and cautiously with each step. Even though her body hadn't fully recovered, her hunting instincts were still burning strong. The two teammates also moved forward one after another, each choosing a corner and forming a tight circle around the herd of gazelles. Luna chose a spot in the back, staying out of sight of the pack leaders. In the quiet expanse of the prairie, each light step was silent, as if everything had come to a standstill, poised for a sudden leap. A young antelope grazing at the edge of the herd suddenly became the first target. One of the three female leopards crouched low, her body tensed like a coiled spring, ready to pounce. Luna remained motionless, her eyes intensely focused as she waited for the perfect moment to strike. Although her steps are slow and steady, and her body is frail yet agile, nothing can suppress the innate hunting instincts of a cheetah. As the evening light bathes the grasslands in gold, the female cheetahs gather together beside their hard-earned cap. With all the tenderness of a mother, Luna gently offered the first portion of food to Amasi, the little cub. Amasi sniffed the food, her emerald eyes shining with curiosity and excitement. Then, with a hint of hesitation, she took her first bite. The Musi, another tiger cub, slowly tasted the food and then quickly became absorbed in the delicious meal, encouraged by the warm presence of his mother. Luna and the harshness of the wilderness. Although nature demands that she be an extremely ruthless predator, when she becomes a mother, her instinct to protect her offspring surpasses everything else. This is one of the factors that makes the bond between mother and child so special in the wild. Around them, the other female leopards calmly enjoyed their meal, their ears always perked up and alert for any suspicious sounds in the distance. After filling its belly, Musi started playing with a dry leaf nearby, occasionally glancing back at Luna, as if wanting to show off its new game or prize. Luna, with a loving gaze, gently licked her beloved kitten's fur to clean them and nurture their sacred motherly bond. The gentle breeze softly caresses the tall grass, blending with the tranquility of the female leopards after their meal, creating a vivid portrait of the wild. Under the warm glow of the sunset, Luna and her pups lay close together, enjoying rare moments of relaxation in the vastness of nature. As the young leopards grow up, they begin to show more independent and courageous traits. Their fur grows darker, and their emerald eyes sparkle, signaling challenging adventures ahead and the journey to maturity in the harsh wilderness. This is an emotional coming-of-age journey for these young warriors, where maternal love, courage, and survival intertwine with every step they take across the vast Masai Mara plains. Gone are the shy, innocent glances of childhood. In their place is a cold, confident gaze that helps Mo take his first steps into the dangerous wild. Under Luna's careful guidance, Mo learned how to hunt, climb, and protect himself against the countless dangers of the harsh wilderness. But Luna understood that it was time for her young daughter to leave her embrace and begin her own independent journey. A new adventure that would build her character and leave Mo's mark on the world. On a peaceful morning, Luna took Mo to a new land, where endless green meadows stretched as far as the eye could see. They enjoyed their last meal together under the gentle sunlight. Then Luna stood quietly beneath the shade of a tree, her eyes filled with pride as she watched her daughter slowly walk toward the distant horizon. There are no echoing calls or pleas to stay, only the warm, silent bond of a mother's love, as her eyes follow her child growing smaller and smaller until disappearing from sight. Amid the gentle, caressing breeze, Luna closed her eyes and felt as if the wind was carrying blessings for the new journey Mo was about to embark on. A milestone marking the maturity and strength of a wild life. As time went by, Luna became stronger and more independent. No longer burdened with caring for her children, she enjoyed life as the queen of the vast, lush greenery. One afternoon, as the golden sunlight bathed the vast meadow, Luna unexpectedly encountered a male leopard, a newcomer to her area. With his glossy, radiant fur, well-toned body, and captivating, piercing eyes, he projects an image that is both powerful and mysterious. They stood a short distance apart, exchanging scrutinizing and curious glances for a few seconds before the male leopard approached, exuding a friendly yet unforced demeanor. Luna moved gracefully and cautiously, taking her time with each step, and occasionally glancing back to gauge the stranger's intentions. The male leopard continued to follow closely, but maintained a respectful distance, demonstrating mutual respect in this highly competitive world. After several hours, Luna sat resting under the shade of a large tree, relaxing but still maintaining the necessary alertness, while the male leopard sat nearby, showing no signs of aggression. The evening sunlight gradually fades. Darkness envelops the surroundings, and an invisible thread forms between two proud predators, a silent communication that only the truly courageous can understand. In the days that followed, they met often, hunting together across the lush green plains and sharing peaceful moments in the shade of towering trees. And then, one night, under the brilliant moonlight in the Masai sky, Luna and the male leopard came together in mating, ushering in a new generation of life. After that moment, Luna stood silently under the tree, eyes closed, lost in peaceful contemplation. She is not only the queen of the grasslands, but also an essential part of the endless cycle of life, where new beings are born, and the journey of nature goes on forever. It is here, in the blend of strength and love, that the cycle of wildlife is sustained, conveying a message of life and the endless continuity of all living creatures. And if you, the one listening, also feel your heart moved by Luna's gaze, by the quiet yet powerful beauty of the wild, please leave a like, share this video with fellow nature lovers, and subscribe to the Nature Moment channel so you won't miss any of our next amazing adventures. They only appear when heavy rains pour down on South Africa, creating a rare, magnificent, and almost mythical natural spectacle. Not only is it home to flamingos, but Etosha is also a mystical sanctuary for African rhinos. When night falls under the quiet moonlight, ancient shadows silently appear by the puddles, seeking a bit of coolness in a land parched to its very limits. The indigenous Ovambo people call this place Etosha, which means the Great White Land, a name that evokes a sense of purity and breathtaking grandeur. Protected since 1907, Etosha National Park is not only one of the oldest reserves on the African continent, but also a symbol of enduring efforts to preserve wildlife on the frontier between life and death. Before you immerse yourself in the white canvas of Etosha, where every sound tells a story of survival, please let us know where you're tuning in from. Welcome to Wild Etosha, where nature calls out from the heart of the wilderness. This place is Namibia's hidden gem. Etosha is home to the Big Four: African elephants, lions, leopards, and black rhino. Majestic herds of elephants roam across the sun-scorched grasslands, their long trunks reaching out in search of traces of moisture, drifting over the parched earth. The lions silently followed the distant tracks of the antelopes, weaving through the dusty fields as if hunting in complete silence. The leopard lay hidden in the low grass, patiently waiting for the perfect moment to strike. In 2024, Namibia faced its most severe drought in a century, causing a significant decline in water resources at Etosha National Park. Hippos, creatures deeply connected to aquatic environments, are now left stranded in hardened mud pits, their skin cracked under the scorching sun. The herds of blue wildebeest and plain zebras steadily make their way across what seems like an endless journey in search of water, guided by their instincts for survival and hope. By early 2025, the rains finally returned, bringing a glimmer of hope and joy to the parched land. Animals such as giraffes, antelopes, and even rare species like black-faced impalas quickly take advantage of this moment to graze and breathe in the fresh life that is just beginning to emerge across the grasslands. This revival reawakens the entire ecosystem, setting the stage for the next hunting journey of the predators. Located in northern Namibia, about 310 miles from the capital city of Windhoek, a vast wilderness stretches out like a great sanctuary in the heart of the expansive African continent. That's Etosha National Park, where the sun scorches the earth by day, and at night, the sky comes alive with millions of stars, like an endless, sparkling tapestry of the universe. Covering an area of 8,600 square miles, this park stands as one of the largest nature reserves on the continent. A vibrant, beating heart in the middle of Africa, preserving some of the most precious natural and wildlife treasures. Here, life and death intertwine in a never-ending dance, where every step tells a remarkable story of survival amid the harshness of nature. Stretching across the vast wilderness south of the Sahara Desert, deep within the semi-arid region of northern Namibia, Atoan emerges, like a shimmering remnant of an ancient freshwater lake. About 10 million years ago, geological shifts caused the land to sink, forming a closed basin, a drainage system with no outlet to the sea. Back then, the Cunning River meandered into this vast lake, creating a rich freshwater ecosystem in the heart of Africa. However, the river does not stay in that position forever. The gradual geological uplift has progressively transformed the landscape, slowly shifting the flow of the Cunning River toward the Atlantic Ocean. As time passed, the lake gradually dried up, leaving behind layers of salt, clay, and scorched sand under the harsh sunlight. As a result, the Etosha was formed, covering about 1,850 square miles and making up nearly a quarter of the national park's area. The climate at Etosha National Park is harsh but distinct. The dry season lasts from May to October, with daytime temperatures ranging from 77 to 86 DGF, while at night it can get as cold as below 50 DGF. In stark contrast, the rainy season, from November to April, brings precious drops of water to the cracked earth of the Etosha, creating small ponds that attract tens of thousands of water birds to gather. Under that vast sky, more than 114 species of mammals live together in this confined space. Especially with over 340 species of birds, Etosha is truly a paradise for nature lovers and bird-watching enthusiasts. In addition, more than 110 species of reptiles and 16 species of amphibians have been recorded, each perfectly adapted to the semi-arid climate and the rare temporary water sources found here. When the Atoan Lake dries up, leaving only a cracked salt crust under the blazing sun, the entire northern region of Namibia enters the harshest season of the year. From May to October, the dry season envelops the national park, leaving behind nothing but dust, scorching sunlight, and an unchanging struggle for survival. A cycle that nature repeats in its own rhythm. Daytime temperatures this season typically range from 95 to 118 DFF, creating an extremely hot and dry environment. Natural water sources are gradually disappearing from the landscape. Even the puddles from last season's rain have gradually evaporated under the relentless heat of the sun, leaving behind only a few scattered drops of water. Most of the remaining water spots are man-made ponds, or small puddles sustained by groundwater. When water becomes scarce, the struggle for survival among species reaches its most intense phase, forcing the entire ecosystem to employ every survival strategy in the harshness of nature. During Etosha's harsh, dry seasons, herbivores are forced to gather around the few remaining sources of water. This concentrated presence has unintentionally created a dangerous playground for predators, turning those areas into an unwanted but inevitable feast. The delicate balance between predator and prey, between survival and loss, seems to reach its peak in the endless cycle of the arid wilderness. During that time, Ocalquejo became the perfect destination for anyone looking to explore the unique biodiversity of this region. Located about 10.5 miles from the Anderson Gate, Okaukeo is famous for its artificial waterhole, which is illuminated around the clock, allowing visitors to observe wildlife year-round. Here we can admire the black rhinoceros, a symbol of Africa's strength. With a muscular body reaching up to 5 feet tall and weighing over 3,000 pounds, the black rhinoceros is not an easy opponent to defeat. Their 2 horns continue to grow throughout their lives, serving not only as a means of self-defense, but also playing a crucial role in fierce battles with others of their kind to establish territory and social status. Although they are called black rhinos, their skin is actually ash gray and sometimes turns brown due to dust or mud after they roll around to relax, a habit that helps cool their bodies and protect them from parasites during scorching hot days. The main difference between black rhinos and white rhinos is their diet. White rhinos primarily graze on grass, while black rhinos are skilled browsers with highly flexible, pointed upper lips, almost like a finger, that allow them to easily pluck tender leaves from thorny bushes. Another important advantage is their ability to survive for several days without drinking water, as they absorb most of their moisture from plants, an extremely valuable trait in this arid environment. However, the dry season remains a constant challenge. When the ground cracks from dryness and the small rain puddles disappear, artificial waterholes like the one at Okaukeo become the last refuge for all living creatures. Under the dim lights illuminating the lake, the silhouette of a black rhinoceros slowly emerged as night fell. The massive body moves toward the water, ears swiveling to catch every sound, nose inhaling the scent of old footprints. A quiet yet determined act of claiming territory in the shared wilderness. Notably, black rhinos are typically solitary in the wild. But here, under the lights and the harshness of nature, they are forced to share their space with many other species, creating a strange yet harmonious community in the world of wildlife. As of 2023, Namibia is home to more than 2,200 black rhinos, accounting for the majority of the remaining global population. This stands as a testament to successful conservation efforts and highlights the critical role this region plays in ensuring the survival of these magnificent creatures. Okaukeo is not only a gathering place for many species, but also a vibrant symbol of the connection between nature and humanity. Here, life seems to dance in every moment, between the scorching heat of the day and the coolness of the night. A moving symphony of survival in the wild. One-third of all animal species across Africa are concentrated in Etosha National Park, with this park alone accounting for more than 70% of that number. However, this dense concentration also leads to an increasing risk of poaching. Despite being strictly protected by dedicated patrol teams, advanced technologies such as GPS tracking, surveillance drones, and even horn removal to prevent illegal hunting, black rhinos still face a challenge greater than the forces of nature: the boundless ambition of humans. On the arid plains of Ucauquejo, the heavy yet steady footsteps of the herd of blue wildebeest echoed like the lively beat of a drum. The average height of a blue antelope is about 4 feet 1 inch, and it typically weighs around 440 pounds. Their bodies are muscular and well-toned, covered in a shimmering silver-grey coat that glimmers with hints of blue in the sunlight. Accentuated by a long black mane and a thick beard on the chin, they have a rugged and unmistakably resilient appearance. Despite their large size, blue wildebeests are far from slow. In critical situations, they can accelerate up to 50 miles per hour. A remarkable survival skill in the Etosha Desert, where predators are always lurking nearby. This species of antelope lives in herds, ranging from a few dozen to several thousand individuals. And this social behavior plays a key role in shaping the unique ecosystem of the Ucauquejo region. They are specialized herbivores, preferring to graze on short, rapidly growing grass that springs up after each rainfall. The digestive system of the blue wildebeest is highly specialized, allowing it to efficiently process coarse, nutrient-poor grasses, an ideal adaptation for the harsh dry season months, when food sources become much scarcer and more withered. At Ucauquejo, the artificial waterholes serve as a lifeline throughout the harsh dry season, becoming a daily gathering spot for herds of blue antelope. They usually appear in the early morning or late afternoon, wisely avoiding the scorching midday sun when temperatures can exceed 113 degrees Fahrenheit. The air here remains still and heavy, and groups of antelopes approach the watering hole with cautious movements, their ears perked up to listen, eyes constantly scanning their surroundings, a mix of vigilance and urgency in their demeanor. A gentle swish of the tail. A short roar from deep in the throat. These are all subtle signals, quietly keeping the herd connected and united in that tense, silent moment. With their large numbers and constant movement in search of fresh grass, blue wildebeest herds help prevent ground vegetation from becoming overgrown or depleted. Their continuous grazing allows plants to thrive again after each rainy season, helping to maintain a sustainable ecological balance. As a result, many smaller creatures, from insects to birds, also benefit directly from the freshness and diversity of the habitat. This demonstrates the close interconnectedness of living organisms in nature and highlights the vital importance of protecting every individual within this community of wildlife. A simple yet deeply meaningful behavior, the blue wildebeest, Conochaetes taurinus, not only survives but also thrives in the healthy, dynamic ecosystem that it helps sustain. However, the most important biological characteristic shaping the behavior of the blue wildebeest, their migration, is increasingly being disrupted on a large scale across Africa. They come discretionary, they plan, they work. The causes stem from artificial barriers such as road systems and land development activities that reduce their living space. In the Etosha region, migratory behavior still exists, but it is increasingly restricted as their habitat continues to shrink significantly. A study published in early 2024 warned that wildebeest herds, confined to smaller areas, are beginning to show signs of declining genetic diversity. This loss will make it harder for them to adapt to future environmental changes, such as prolonged droughts and climate change. The wildebeest is a seasonal breeder, typically mating right after the rainy season, when the lush vegetation reaches its peak nutritional value. After a pregnancy of about 8.5 months, the female gives birth to a single offspring. An incredible characteristic is that most newborns can stand up within minutes after birth, and just a few hours later, they are able to run with the herd. This is an intelligent biological design that enables them to survive in harsh environments where threats can arise at any moment. Moving alongside the herds of blue wildebeest are often plain zebras, leisurely making their way to the scarce water sources scattered across the vast savannah. Amidst the scorched grasslands and cracked earth, the presence of zebras is like a gentle melody, spreading through the monotone rhythm of the dry season. The plains zebra is medium-sized compared to other wild-hoofed animals in Africa, standing about 4.3 feet tall at the shoulder and weighing up to 770 pounds when fully grown. Their most recognizable feature is their alternating black and white striped coat, with each individual having a unique stripe pattern, much like a one-of-a-kind biological fingerprint. These stripes not only help regulate body temperature by promoting airflow across the skin's surface, but also help confuse predators by creating a visual distraction when zebras run together in a herd. At Etosha, especially around the Okawejo waterhole, plain zebras live in a social structure known as a harem, a small group consisting of a dominant male, several females, and their offspring. These harem groups often gather into larger herds, especially during the dry season, when the urgent need for water and food drives them to move together. The plain zebra is a strict herbivore that primarily feeds on fresh, short grasses. This choice not only allows them to make use of available nutrients, but also helps reduce competition with other herbivores in the ecosystem, contributing to balance and maintaining biodiversity in their habitat. Right after brief rain showers, the plain zebras quickly appear, taking advantage of the sunlight and just enough water to graze on the fresh green grass. This grazing habit makes them extremely important ecological regulators, as they clear away old or overgrown vegetation, creating favorable conditions for new plants and grasses to sprout and thrive. This process not only sustains vitality, but also maintains ecological balance for the entire population of plants and animals in the area. Zebras are also highly adept at adapting to weather cycles. They can temporarily stop grazing if necessary to preserve young grass for the next season, demonstrating their close connection with the ecosystem. One of the most important survival behaviors of plain zebras is their seasonal migration. Depending on changes in climate and grassland conditions, herds of zebras can travel up to 680 miles each year in search of food and water. However, in Etosha National Park, this phenomenon is no longer as consistent as it used to be. Scientists have discovered a unique form of migration called partial migration, in which only a portion of the herd chooses to move, while the others decide to stay near permanent water sources, such as Okauquejo. This not only reflects the species' adaptability to changing environments, but is also a consequence of external factors, such as fences, roads, and the increased risk of disease outbreaks like anthrax, which tend to become more common during the dry season. Even more interesting, the phenomenon of partial migration creates a diverse ecological pattern, helping zebra populations maintain their adaptability and avoid the risk of local extinction. As of early 2025, the wild plains zebra population is estimated to range from 150,000 to 250,000 mature individuals. Although it has not yet been classified as an endangered species, its population has decreased by about 25% since the 0990s due to habitat loss and illegal hunting. The declining population has alarmed conservationists, especially as zebra migration corridors are increasingly fragmented by urban development projects and agricultural expansion. In addition, isolating populations also reduces genetic diversity, making the species more vulnerable to climate change and disease. To ensure long-term sustainability, it is essential to restructure conservation areas, protect migration corridors, and strengthen anti-poaching programs, while also raising awareness about conservation among surrounding communities. Herds of zebras gather around the shallow watering holes, but before they can enjoy a moment of rest, the piercing gaze of a lion flashes from the darkness. At Okauquejo, where the scorching heat reaches 118 degrees Fahrenheit, the silent yet cunning battle between predator and prey unfolds. During the dry season, Okauquejo becomes a crossroads of life and death, where all cycles of existence intertwine, forcing animals to gather around a single, steadily dwindling water source. Crowding increases, both vigilance and the risk of being preyed upon. To cope, the pride of lionesses was forced to change their tactics. Instead of simply chasing, they switched to ambushing. They make use of every patch of parched, low grass, old mound of earth, and even the shifting shadows cast by the crescent moon to conceal themselves, demonstrating a remarkable ability to adapt to their environment. A lioness usually moves to the front of the herd to attract attention, while the other members quietly attack from behind, forming a tight circle to ensure a higher chance of success. A single strike can mean the difference between life and death, reflecting the intense tension of life in the wild. From the watchful eyes stalking their prey to advanced hunting techniques, this is not just a test of physical strength, but also a battle of wits between the two sides, where instinct and exceptional experience reign supreme. This delicate balance between prey and predator keeps the delta ecosystem healthy, serving as a reminder that every human action today can trigger unpredictable changes in this intricate natural world. When the distance narrowed to less than 100 feet, the tension started rising with every passing second. A low crouch to get ready, then an explosive burst. The savanna grasslands suddenly burst into life, with every blade of grass trembling from the relentless mist pounces. With a powerful leap, the lion sprang onto its prey's back, slammed it to the ground with its massive weight, and finished it off with a firm bite to the neck. A fully grown lion with a muscular build, broad chest, powerful front legs, and sharp teeth can take down prey that weighs twice as much as its own body weight. However, the success rate of lions hunting in the wild is only about 20 to 25%, which is much lower than many people might imagine. Throughout the week, the pride of lions must carry out several successful hunts to ensure a steady food supply for the entire group, especially for the younger members who are not yet able to hunt on their own. In the scorching heat of the Namibian desert, they spend most of their time, about 21 hours a day, resting and conserving energy to prepare for nighttime hunts. That's a smart survival strategy, because only in the dark can their hunting skills be used to their fullest potential. Unlike most other members of the cat family, lions are social animals that live in groups called prides. A pride typically consists of related females, along with one or a few adult males. The role of the offspring is very important. They maintain order, care for the young, and do most of the hunting. Meanwhile, males with thick, dark manes, an imposing appearance, and a roar that can be heard up to 5 miles away, not only mark their territory, but also send a clear message to any potential intruders, warning them to stay away. Mid the hazy dust of the savannah, the deep, resonant roar of a lion echoes through the Okaukue night, a silent reminder of the sacredness of life. But in order to sustain that life, every creature must constantly struggle, becoming a part of the miraculous design woven by the Creator. In the wild, every hunt is more than just a game of survival. It's a testament to adaptation, unity, and the innate intelligence of nature. Are you as impressed by lions, the symbol of strength and strategy, as we are? If you agree, leave the number 8 in the comments to join the nature-loving community in spreading that courageous spirit. Don't forget to subscribe to and share the Nature Moment channel, where the most moving moments of the natural world are authentically captured and brought to life to inspire you. Every time we gain a deeper understanding of nature, we take a step closer to living in greater harmony and responsibility with our planet. From nature's perspective, there are no heroes or villains, only sacred instincts bestowed for survival and growth. Under the brilliant golden light of the last dry season's sunset, each step of the African elephants stirs up a delicate veil of dust across the semi-arid plateau. Male elephants, standing up to 13 feet tall at the shoulder and weighing as much as 16,500 pounds, are the largest land animals on Earth. However, their grandeur does not take away from their serene elegance and profound majesty. From its large, sail-like ears that fan out wide, to its long, flexible trunk that can gently pluck small branches or draw in several gallons of water in just a few seconds, every detail showcases a perfect combination crafted by nature. The gracefully curved tusk, one of the most distinctive features, serves not only as a useful tool for self-defense, but also gives elephants their unmistakable majestic appearance in the regions where they live, especially in Etosha, a little-known yet mysterious area of the African continent. In areas where essential minerals are lacking, elephants' tusks are usually smaller than those of individuals in East or Central Africa. As such. But on that never-ending journey for survival, elephants have never been alone. Each herd of elephants is considered a special family, led by an experienced female elephant known as the matriarch, the one who holds the longest and deepest memories. She is the one who remembers the locations of seasonal water sources, the safe paths, and how to avoid enemies, both predators and humans. The social structure, led by the matriarch, is not simply based on instinct, but is also passed down through behavior, memory, and practical observation. This creates a form of learning that goes far beyond the natural abilities animals are typically born with. She is not just a leader. She is also a treasure trove of survival knowledge passed down through generations. When the dry season arrives, Etosha's natural landscape becomes more unforgiving than ever. Natural lakes are drying up, vegetation is withering, and the land is cracking from lack of moisture, forcing herds of elephants to embark on journeys of dozens of miles each day in search of water and food. In the Okaukwa'o area, fortunately, the man-made waterholes maintained year-round have become ideal gathering spots where herds of elephants can drink, wade in the mud to cool off, spray water onto their backs, or use their trunks to toss mud onto their skin to protect themselves from the sun and ward off bothersome insects. A testament to their ability to care for themselves and adapt in a harsh environment. The diet of African elephants is entirely plant-based. An adult elephant can consume up to 330 pounds of food and drink, as much as 26 gallons of water each day. They prefer grasses, leaves, bark, and occasionally fallen fruit. With their enormous nutritional needs, elephants don't just eat, they also serve as true ecological engineers. By breaking through dense undergrowth, knocking down small trees, and creating pathways through thick vegetation, elephants open up space that makes it easier for many other animal species to move and thrive. At the same time, seeds from various plant species are dispersed across the grasslands through elephant dung, helping to sustain and promote the plant life cycle within the ecosystem. Although elephants do not migrate over long distances like antelopes or zebras, they still move according to seasonal cycles. Under the leadership of the matriarch, the herd of elephants chooses areas where tree roots thrive based on rainfall, the presence of groundwater, and the health of the vegetation. Long-term memory allows them to return to lakes they visited many years ago, even when the surrounding landscape has changed. The lives of African elephants are full of challenges, even though their average lifespan in the wild ranges from 60 to 70 years. Illegal poaching for ivory, habitat loss due to human expansion, and direct conflicts with local communities continue to threaten the survival of these gentle animals, causing elephant populations to decline drastically. The latest reports have shown that the dangers facing African elephants are continuously increasing. demanding that we act quickly and effectively to conserve them and maintain the ecological balance in the places where these silent engineers of the wilderness still exist. Strong, vibrant, and full of life. As of 2024, the population of wild African elephants is estimated to range from 350,000 to 500,000 individuals. In Namibia, especially in the northwest regions, such as the Etosha Pan, meticulous conservation efforts have helped maintain a stable elephant population. The secret to success lies in a strict monitoring system, armed ranger patrols, and conservation facilities at vital water sources like Okwakuesho, a precious sanctuary in the heart of the arid desert. These actions not only protect elephants, but also demonstrate a deep commitment to the biodiversity of this region. In Etosha National Park, it's not just the giant African elephants that rule the land. This place is also home to another heavyweight, not a mammal, but the world's largest bird, the ostrich. Under the blazing sun, as the Atto ground cracks and bears the marks of time, the African ostrich confidently strides between the few remaining dried-up water sources. Although it can't fly, this remarkable bird has adapted perfectly to semi-desert environments thanks to its long legs, impressive speed, and extraordinary endurance. They can reach heights of up to 9 feet, well beyond the reach of most predators. In dangerous situations, a powerful kick from strong legs can inflict serious injuries on an attacker. However, the ostrich's most powerful weapon is its speed. With the ability to run at speeds of up to 43 miles per hour, they are true long-distance runners of the arid grasslands, where the horizon seems to stretch on forever. Despite their large size and self-defense abilities, ostriches still rely on group living strategies to increase their chances of survival. During the dry season, they often travel in herds of 5 to more than 50 individuals, searching together for water and food to nourish themselves. As an omnivorous animal, the ostrich has adapted to a diverse diet that includes dry leaves, seeds, roots, insects, and even animal carcasses. When water becomes scarce, they switch to eating moisture-rich plants. And thanks to their highly efficient digestive system, they can survive for long periods without drinking water, absorbing and retaining moisture directly from their food. At Okwakuesho, where precious water is pumped into artificial reservoirs, ostriches often gather with other herbivores. However, this is not a safe place to rest. It's the heart of a tense battle for survival, with predators constantly lurking nearby. In such a perilous environment, ostriches have the largest eyes of any land animal, with a diameter of up to 2 inches, allowing them to detect even the slightest movements from a distance and sense danger earlier than most other species. It is this keen sense of observation that is the key to their survival in the harsh challenges of the wild. During mating season, their vigilance and survival skills are taken to a whole new level, reflecting both the harshness and the breathtaking beauty of Africa's wild nature. The ostrich's behavior becomes more lively against the arid backdrop of the semi-desert landscape. The males typically select an open patch of land to perform their distinctive courtship display. They shake their heads vigorously, stretch their necks, and then stomp their feet forcefully, kicking up clouds of dust. If the female accepts, she will lay her eggs in a shallow nest that the male has skillfully dug right on the ground. Each nest can hold up to 60 eggs, with each egg weighing about 3 pounds, larger than a baseball. In the harsh conditions of Etosha, these eggs become an enticing meal for predators. That's why both the mother and father take turns guarding the nest, even though ground temperatures can soar above 122 degrees. The existence of the two-to ostrich serves as vivid evidence of extraordinary adaptability on the semi-arid grasslands. In a world where speed, alertness, and social coordination are key to survival, this bird is constantly racing against death, preserving the primal heartbeat of Africa. Theo. The water in the Halali area is the lifeblood for a wide variety of wildlife here. With its dense vegetation and rugged terrain, this area becomes an ideal hunting ground at night for predators. The soft lighting around the Halali waterholes allows visitors to observe nighttime animal activity without scaring them away, providing an authentic and peaceful safari experience right in the heart of Etosha's wild nature. As the surface of Halali Lake began to reflect the golden sunset, the rhythm of the forest gently shifted. From the scattered tree canopies and rugged limestone terrain, the greater kudu antelope quietly emerged. With their large build, adult males can reach up to 5.4 feet at the shoulder and weigh between 595 and 695 pounds. They are among the largest antelopes in Africa. But that size doesn't make them clumsy. The long, spiraled horns, which can reach up to about 4 feet, serve both as formidable weapons and as their most recognizable feature. Unlike herd-dwelling species such as blue wildebeest or plains zebra, greater kudus primarily live in small, socially flexible groups, usually consisting of just 6 to 10 individuals, with males often roaming alone. It must be said that it is the combination of strength, agility, and clever tactics that has enabled the greater kudu to survive in harsh natural environments. They don't just rely on their ability to run fast or evade predators, but also on their subtle communication skills within small groups to warn each other of danger. Further proof of the diversity and complexity of Africa's wild animal kingdom. The journey of exploring this place is not just about observing the lives of animals, but also about experiencing the rhythm of the wild and feeling every heartbeat of the vast natural world. During the breeding season, large kudus often gather in small groups or only join temporarily, which helps minimize the risk of being detected by predators in environments that lack shade and dense vegetation for complete concealment. To adapt to the harsh conditions of the dry season, they adjust their daily routines, becoming most active in the early morning and late afternoon, while spending most of the remaining time resting in the shade and chewing their cud to conserve water and energy. Their diet isn't limited to just leaves. It's incredibly diverse, thanks to their flexible snouts and ability to reach mid-level foliage. They also enjoy fruits, young shoots, and even patches of tender grass when available. The survival of the greater kudu depends not only on its diverse diet, but also on its exceptionally keen senses. Long ears constantly listen for even the slightest sounds, helping them detect danger very early. When they sense a threat, they usually sit still and silent, blending seamlessly into their surroundings with their distinctive striped fur, perfectly camouflaging themselves among the rocky forest and surrounding bushes. But if chased, a kudu can leap as high as 10 feet, easily clearing fences or thorny bushes as if gravity doesn't affect it, quickly putting distance between itself and its predators. As the gentle footsteps of the kudu echoed in the sunset, the space seemed so still that even the sound of falling leaves resonated across the pale limestone ground. At this very moment, the jaguar, the master predator, cloaked in darkness, silently emerges, its eyes tracking every movement, preparing for a life-or-death battle of wits between instinct and survival. Here, the fragile relationship between hunter and prey is vividly portrayed in every second of silence. Jaguars typically weigh between 68 and 159 pounds for males and 45 to 95 pounds for females. They have bodies that are strong enough to take down prey, yet compact and agile enough to move easily through the lowland forests and rugged limestone terrain of the Halali region. Their fur, which ranges from pale yellow to deep gold with delicate black spots, creates an almost perfect camouflage under the moonlight filtering through the mapani tree canopy. The average lifespan of a jaguar in the wild ranges from 12 to 17 years, making it one of the longest living big cats, as well as one of the most widely distributed. In Etosha alone, the density of cheetahs ranges from 1.3 to 9.8 individuals per 100 square miles, reflecting their stable presence and important role in the local ecosystem. Dense areas of vegetation with a diverse range of prey, such as halali, are exactly where leopards tend to gather in high numbers. As solitary hunters, leopards are mostly active at night. Unlike many other predators that often chase their prey over long distances, leopards patiently use an ambush strategy, hiding and waiting for the perfect moment to strike. They can wait for hours on high perches or hidden in dense bushes, watching carefully and waiting for the moment their prey lets its guard down to launch a swift and precise attack, often ending with a fatal bite to the neck. After taking down its prey, the leopard typically drags the carcass up into a tall tree, sometimes as high as 20 feet, to keep it safe from scavengers or rival predators trying to steal its meal. This is a rare trait among other big cat species and highlights their remarkable ability to make use of vertical space. A clever combination of survival skills and energy-saving strategy. However, the leopard's perfect meal is often interrupted by the arrival of a terrifying guest, the most persistent and aggressive intruder in Africa, the spotted hyena. A raspy, broken laughter echoed through the night, like a subtle, mocking taunt, signaling the presence of the spotted hyena, the continent's most relentless hunter and expert scavenger. Although not as large as lions or as agile as cheetahs, spotted hyenas dominate their territories, thanks to their persistence, tight social structure, and remarkable adaptability, making them the most common carnivores south of the Sahara. Their weight ranges from 100 to 155 pounds, with females typically weighing about 15 pounds more than males. A trait that is rare among carnivorous mammals. With a sturdy build, an exceptionally powerful neck and jaws, and a coat of pale yellow fur covered in distinctive black spots, the spotted hyena is easily recognizable across the grasslands and bush forests of Halali. The teeth of the spotted hyena are among the most powerful biological crushing machines that nature has given. With a bite force of up to about 6,400 pounds per square inch, they can easily crush large bones, allowing them to digest bone marrow, hooves, skin, and even teeth. This ability allows spotted hyenas to make use of almost every part of a carcass, making them incredibly efficient natural recycling machines. They play a crucial role during times of food scarcity, especially in the dry season at Etosha. Although they are often seen as scavengers, modern research has shown that spotted hyenas are actually efficient hunters, with success rates reaching up to 67% in some populations. They typically hunt in small to medium-sized groups, working closely together to take down large prey. This demonstrates a unique and sophisticated collective hunting strategy that rivals those of other predators. It is the combination of hunting skills and scavenging habits that gives the spotted hyena its crucial role in the African ecosystem, helping to maintain balance and recycle nutrients within the wild food chain. At Halali, where herds of herbivores gather around the few remaining waterholes during the dry season, spotted hyenas take advantage of the rugged terrain to ambush their prey, or spend hours lying in wait for a chance to steal food from other predators. This clearly demonstrates their flexible strategy and opportunism, making them formidable predators in the wild. One of the most remarkable social characteristics of the spotted hyena is its rare matriarchal structure. A clan of hyenas can have more than 50 individuals, with females holding the dominant position and males ranking lower in the social hierarchy. Each pack controls a large territory which they regularly patrol and mark with their distinctive scent and calls to signal their presence. The characteristic laughing sound of hyenas isn't just a simple noise. It's a complex series of signals that communicate social status, emotions, and cues for coordination within the group. With a wide range across African grasslands, dry forests and semi-deserts from Senegal to Namibia, the spotted hyena has long demonstrated exceptional adaptability. In Etosha, especially in the Halali area, they maintain a stable population thanks to their flexible adaptation and the effective conservation environment of the national park. In this ecosystem, they serve as natural janitors, helping prevent the spread of disease by efficiently consuming animal carcasses. We often fear the harsh laughter of hyenas, but perhaps we forget that they are actually nature's silent doctors, cleaning up death to sustain life. It's not the strongest or the fastest who survive the longest, but those who know how to adapt and wait for the right moment. The unique matriarchal structure, cooperative hunting strategies, and remarkable adaptability of the spotted hyena make us wonder. Perhaps nature has always been a silent teacher, imparting lessons about resilience and balance. Have you ever changed your mind about hyenas after gaining a deeper understanding of their role? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to follow the Nature Moment channel to discover more amazing facts from the wild. In contrast to the noisy chaos of the spotted hyena pack, another nocturnal hunter quietly observes in absolute silence. From above, the spotted eagle glides smoothly across the sky, its wings as graceful as silk, without making a sound. The spotted eagle owl is one of the most widely distributed owl species in southern Africa, measuring about 18 inches in length. Their wingspan ranges from 39 to 55 inches, and although they weigh only about 1 to 2 pounds, not particularly large, they possess a host of remarkable biological advantages. The brownish-grey fur, interspersed with white spots and chest stripes, helps them blend easily into the limestone terrain and dry-season vegetation of Etosha. The pale yellow facial ring and the bright golden eyes are extremely sensitive sensory tools that help with navigation in the dark. An owl's real ears are hidden beneath the feathers on either side of its face, while the tufts of feathers on top of its head, which are often mistaken for ears, are actually visual signals used to express emotions or warn of danger. During the dry season, as prey species restrict their movements and gather around water sources like Halali Lake, the spotted eagle owl adapts its hunting strategies to take advantage of these changes in ecosystem behavior. They rely on their ability to fly almost silently, thanks to the unique structure of their wing feathers, which allows them to approach prey with complete surprise and greatly increases their hunting success in challenging environments like Etosha. Through this, the spotted eagle is not only an exceptional predator, but also a testament to the remarkable adaptability of Africa's wildlife. The wings and tail of the spotted eagle owl not only help it maneuver skillfully in flight, but also muffle sound, allowing it to approach its prey silently and undetected. Just a quick dive from a low branch is enough to swiftly intercept rodents, small birds, or even reptiles and large insects with incredible precision. In particular, in addition to their sharp night vision, the spotted eagle owl's exceptional ability to pinpoint sounds makes them true masters of hunting. Their distinctive facial disc of feathers acts like a directional antenna, allowing them to detect even the slightest movements in complete darkness. Thanks to this highly efficient hunting system, the spotted eagle owl consumes a large number of rodents, playing a crucial role in controlling rodent populations, especially during the dry season, when the numbers of mice and other rodents surge and put significant pressure on already nutrient-poor plant life. Not only is the spotted eagle owl a silent predator, but it also displays fascinating defensive behaviors. When it feels threatened, it may crouch low, spread its wings wide like an umbrella for protection, raise the tuft of feathers on its head, and emit a hoarse hissing sound, creating a unique visual and auditory display to ward off predators. On the rare rainy nights during the dry season, we can witness a strange and beautiful sight. These owls spreading their wings as if bathing in the rain, as though they are deeply immersing themselves in the vast wilderness around them. A dark shadow suddenly drifted across the calm sky. Unlike predators that move with haste, or migratory birds that appear fragile, the lappet-faced vulture stands out with its calm and majestic presence in the skies over Halali. With a wingspan of up to 9.5 feet and an almost meditative posture, this is the largest vulture species in Africa. Their most distinctive feature is their bare, reddish-pink head and the large folds of skin called wattles that hang down on either side of the neck. These wattles help prevent bacteria from sticking to their skin when they bury themselves in decaying animal carcasses. The lack of feathers on their heads isn't a sign of weakness or illness. It's the result of millions of years of evolution, perfectly adapting them for their unique ecological role, handling animal carcasses that no other species dares to touch. To Etosha, especially during the dry season when water and food become scarce, the lappet-faced vulture truly stands out thanks to its ability to spot carcasses from extremely long distances. When a large animal falls on the barren grasslands, this species of vulture is usually the first to arrive, with its strong, sharp, hooked beak ready to tear into the flesh of the carcass. It's not just a survival instinct, it's also part of the natural cycle that helps maintain ecological balance and prevents the spread of disease from decomposing animal carcasses. This is also clear evidence of the harmony and interdependence among creatures in this mysterious and wondrous wild ecosystem. In the world of vultures, the grey-headed vulture, one of the silent warriors of the wild, possesses an incredible ability. It can pierce through thick skin, muscle, tendons, and ligaments, making it possible for other scavengers to access the softer parts inside. Unlike their typically passive image, grey-headed vultures can strip all the meat from small antelopes in less than 20 minutes. Even more surprisingly, in rare cases, they actively hunt small prey such as birds, reptiles, mice, or fish, demonstrating a level of adaptability and boldness that few would expect. According to the latest data from 2024, the global population of the grey-headed vulture has dropped to only about 6,500 individuals in the wild, marking a severe decline over the past 2 decades. The greatest threat they face is secondary poisoning, especially when animal carcasses contain residues of pesticides or toxic chemicals. In addition, the loss of nesting habitats due to deforestation and the decline in populations of large mammals, their main food source, have pushed this species even closer to the brink of extinction. Currently, the International Union for Conservation of Nature, IUCN, has classified the grey-headed vulture as endangered, which serves as a critical red alert regarding its conservation status. In the Etosha region, the lappet-faced vulture plays an irreplaceable ecological role. By quickly removing carcasses, they help minimize the spread of bacteria, viruses, and other pathogens that can threaten biodiversity as well as human health. There's no need for dramatic chases. These vultures play the final role in nature's life cycle, helping to keep the grasslands in balance. This is a task that isn't always recognized, but it's absolutely essential for sustaining life. At the same time, on the South African plains, the impala, a subspecies found only in the southwest region of Namibia, with the largest population concentrated in Etosha, tirelessly sustains its lineage through vigilant strategies and remarkable adaptation to the harsh, arid environment. Unlike the widely distributed impala antelope, the black-faced impala is easily recognized by the dark stripe running from its nose through its eyes and its deep brown coat with a mystical purplish sheen. They are larger in size and have darker colors compared to their counterparts in Eastern and Central Africa, a natural advantage that helps them blend into their dusty, sun-scorched environment. Unlike other antelope species that form large herds, impalas operate within a compact and flexible social structure, typically living in groups of 3 to 15 individuals. During the breeding season, they may gather in larger groups to protect their young from predators. Mature males usually live independently, only approaching the group of females during mating season before distancing themselves again. This behavior minimizes conflict and internal competition, a sustainable strategy that helps maintain long-term population stability. Years of research have shown that it is this very flexibility and cleverness that enable impalas to survive and thrive amid the harsh challenges of nature. More than 30 years after being reintroduced into the wild, the black-faced impala has demonstrated remarkable navigation skills and impressive adaptability in semi-arid environments by traveling as far as 19.6 miles from its original release site. Their journey isn't a vast, sweeping migration like that of larger antelope species. Instead, it's a subtle, seasonal movement as they carefully select small, favorable habitats to ensure their survival. This is a testament to the perseverance and remarkable survival instincts of this species of antelope in the harsh conditions of the wild. As of 2024, the global impala population is estimated to be only about 3,000 individuals, with more than half, approximately 1,500, living in the Etosha Reserve, which is considered the primary and most successful conservation site for this species. However, the impala antelope is currently classified as vulnerable due to its limited range and the risk of hybridization with the more common impala species. Etosha is therefore not only a safe haven, but also the world's largest official reserve dedicated to this subspecies, symbolizing Namibia's tireless efforts in conserving its native wildlife. Although it shares the distinctive black facial stripes, the oryx displays a demeanor that is completely different from the slender elegance of the impala. With its slow, steady gait, the gemsbok stands out with its straight horns that can reach up to 4 feet long, making it one of the most striking antelope species in Africa. Their sleek brownish-grey fur, along with the distinct black and white markings on their face, legs and sides, allows them to blend perfectly into the sun-drenched, rocky landscape of the semi-arid desert. This is a perfect camouflage layer that protects against enemies and extreme environmental conditions. In the dry season, when soil temperatures can soar above 113 DGF and water becomes scarce, the gemsbok once again demonstrates its remarkable self-sufficiency. They possess a range of unique biological adaptations that allow them to survive for weeks or even months without drinking water. In addition to traditional types of hay, when food becomes scarce, oryxes switch to eating roots and tubers, as well as desert fruits like desert melons, which have a high water content. They can even dig as deep as 3 feet underground to find hidden water sources, a survival skill honed over thousands of years in the harsh desert environment. The physiology of gemsbok is perfectly designed to optimize water retention. Their bodies can withstand internal temperatures of up to 113 DF each without sweating, a rare adaptation among animals living in desert environments. A special network of blood vessels in the nose, known as the rete mirabile, functions as a natural cooling system. It lowers the temperature of the blood before it reaches the brain, helping protect the brain from overheating while maintaining biological stability, even in the most extreme and scorching natural conditions. This is a testament to the wonders of evolution, as nature has endowed the gemsbok with exceptional survival skills that allow it to thrive and develop in the harsh desert environment. The central nervous system of the gemsbok antelope is perfectly protected from overheating. When night falls and the air cools down, gemsbok will release its stored heat without causing any loss of moisture in the body. This thermoregulation cycle is the result of millions of years of evolution, enabling them to adapt and survive in some of the harshest environments on the planet. Gemsbok antelopes are most active at dawn and dusk, when the temperatures are cooler, the light is softer, and predators are less active. What's remarkable is that when threatened, instead of running away immediately, they often stand their ground, face the danger, and lower their horns in a defensive stance. Their fierce gaze and resolute stance are so commanding that even the most seasoned hunters hesitate, intimidated by their imposing presence. In Namibia, the gemsbok antelope is not only a symbol of the wild, but also a national emblem, appearing on the country's coat of arms and reflecting the close connection between cultural identity and ecological heritage. With an estimated population of about 373,000 individuals nationwide, this antelope species has managed to survive thanks to a stable habitat and long-term conservation policies. In Etosha National Park, especially in quiet, secluded areas like Dolomite Hill and Oliven Sewers, Gemsbok antelopes live peacefully, maintaining their ancient behaviors in an environment that remains almost pristine and untouched by humans. As the shadows of the Mopani trees stretched across the cracked earth, a dark figure with a thick coat of fur moved leisurely by, neither hurried nor drawing any attention. The brown hyena, one of the most mysterious and least known carnivores in Africa. Although it's mentioned less often than the famous spotted hyena, the brown hyena possesses a sharp survival strategy that makes it well suited for some of the driest and coldest regions on Earth. A thick, long, dark brown coat, a mane that stands up to assert dominance, sharp, alert ears, and ever watchful eyes create a portrait that's part wild dog, part desert phantom. Even though they may look wild, a lynx's fur plays an important role in insulation, helping them survive when ground temperatures can reach over 113 DEGF during the day and drop below 50 DEGF at night. The brown hyena is primarily a scavenger, but it is not a passive feeder waiting for leftovers. During the dry season at Dolomite Hill and Olifantshoek, when herbivores like the gemsbok or impala become exhausted from dehydration or heat and die, brown hyenas are often the first to arrive at the carcasses. Their keen sense of smell allows them to detect animal carcasses from a long distance, while their strong jaws are powerful enough to crush everything from bones to marrow, making the most of every possible source of nutrition. This is not only an effective survival strategy, but it also plays a crucial role in maintaining the balance of the harsh desert ecosystem. This information further reinforces the irreplaceable role of the brown hyena in the fascinating tapestry of biodiversity in South Africa. When the thigh bones of an adult antelope are crushed, it demonstrates the incredible strength of the brown hyena when hunting. But when prey is scarce, brown hyenas don't hesitate to change their hunting tactics, switching to small rodents, insects, ostrich eggs, and even water-rich watermelons in the middle of the arid desert, a precious source of hydration that helps them survive the harshest days. Another fascinating fact about this species of hyena is its vast habitat range, which can stretch for thousands of miles and varies depending on resource availability and competitive pressure. Beneath the soft golden sunlight and the enduring silence of the Dolomite Hills, the still silhouette of a brown hyena quietly moving across the rocky slope stands as a symbol of resilience and perseverance. Each step marked by a powerful will to survive. As the stifling days of drought gradually fade away and the first refreshing rains of the season arrive, Etosha National Park begins its rainy season, which lasts from November through April. A thin mist appeared over the salt flats, accompanied by strange movements in the distance. A soft pink streak glided by and then gathered into brilliant clusters across the muddy areas. That was the moment when the large flamingos returned. This species of flamingo stands between 3.6 and 4.9 feet tall, with a wingspan of up to 5.4 feet. It is notable for its pale pink plumage mixed with vibrant red wings and long, slender legs that resemble fishing rods. As the largest and most widely distributed species of flamingo in the world, they can be found throughout Africa, Asia, and southern Europe, with an estimated population of 550,000 to 680,000 individuals as of 2023. As a vast salt basin, the Etosha Pan comes alive for only a few months each year when the rainy season arrives. The thin layer of water on the lake's surface creates ideal conditions for the explosive growth of algae and plankton, food sources rich in special carotenoid pigments that greater flamingos absorb to turn their feathers pink. That vibrant color is further enhanced by oil secreted from a gland above its beak, allowing the bird to naturally shine and attract mates during the breeding season. The breeding cycle of the greater flamingo in the Etosha Pan is heavily influenced by unpredictable rainfall. They do not have a fixed breeding season and only lay eggs when water conditions are ideal. When there isn't enough rain, or the water evaporates too quickly, the whole herd has to leave and search for a new area to survive. The migrations of flamingo flocks are like a vibrant symphony, illustrating the challenging and miraculous cycle of survival in the wild. When the first rains of the season refresh the Etosha Pan wetlands, a vibrant scene of untamed nature unfolds before our eyes. Large flocks of flamingos, Phoenicopterus, roseus, gather in this area, coming not only from surrounding wetlands, such as Walvis Bay to the west, but also from inland lakes in Botswana. This is nature's magnificent migration in search of the most ideal breeding grounds. In years with heavy rainfall, when water levels are high enough to prevent flooding, but still create ideal conditions for the abundant growth of algae, their main food source, flamingos, gather in massive colonies that can number in the hundreds of thousands. The synchronized display of courtship dances, steady wing beats, and rhythmic head bobs is not only a mesmerizing spectacle that attracts mates, but also a symbol of social cohesion, helping to maintain unity within such densely packed communities. Every time a flock of large flamingos descends on Etosha after the first rains of the season, the vast salt lake suddenly comes alive, bathed in a shimmering pink glow, as if wrapped in a mystical cloak bestowed by nature upon this arid desert land. Have you ever been lucky enough to witness that magical moment when Etosha transforms into a vibrant painting brought to life by a flock of flamingos? Please share your thoughts with us in the comments section below. Alongside the magnificent display of the flamingos, the scenery is further enhanced by the graceful and elegant presence of the great egret. Standing out against the pale grey sky and dark brown mud, the white stork appears like a quiet, gentle, yet vibrant streak of light, a symbol of fragile beauty that endures throughout the brief flood season in Etosha. However, the greater flamingo is not a year-round resident of the Etosha. It only comes here with the arrival of the rains, bringing with it the calm demeanor and slow-paced lifestyle characteristic of this bird that prefers tranquility. With a wingspan ranging from 4.3 to 5.6 feet and a flight speed of about 25 miles per hour, they move gracefully and expertly through multiple stopover points before reaching the shallow waters of Atoan. Standing still in the shallow water, the large-necked stork seems to blend into the surrounding landscape. That stillness is their most effective hunting strategy. Their sharp eyes and dagger-like beaks allow them to strike with lightning-fast speed. With just a quick snap, a small fish or a young frog instantly disappears down their gleaming white throat. The diet of the Asian openbill is highly diverse, including fish, amphibians, aquatic insects, and crustaceans. Creatures that suddenly become abundant when the rainy season arrives. Although there is no exact figure for the amount of food consumed daily by each individual, studies have shown that the greater adjutant stork is capable of adjusting its foraging strategies flexibly, ranging from patiently waiting to quickly hunting, depending on environmental conditions and food availability. This is a testament to the remarkable adaptability of birds to the changing seasonal rhythms of this wetland area. The behavior of these bird species adapts flexibly based on the availability of food sources, playing an important role in controlling populations of small aquatic animals. During the rainy season, breeding conditions become most ideal. The long, silky feathers growing along the backs of white egrets fan out during courtship displays, resembling vibrant silk paintings gracefully flowing over the wetland. They build their nests in trees, usually mobane or camel thorn trees near the water's edge. Nesting in groups not only increases protection, but also forms a shield for eggs and chicks against potential predators. Etosha is not just a place to relax. It is also a land where wildlife comes back to life. However, climate change is making the rainy season increasingly unpredictable. According to a report from the Namibia Meteorological Agency, rainfall in many areas of Etosha from 2023 to 2024 was below average, significantly affecting floodwater levels and disrupting the ecological rhythm of the Atto region. Nevertheless, the constant presence of white storks here remains vivid proof of the park's enduring ecological value. A diverse and abundant habitat capable of attracting even the most selective migratory species. The white egret was once on the brink of extinction at the end of the 19th century, when it was excessively hunted for its delicate feathers, used in the fashion industry. But it was out of that crisis that the bird rose to become a powerful symbol of the conservation movement, chosen as the emblem of the National Audubon Association. A reminder of human compassion and our ability to make amends in our relationship with nature. The regular return of white storks each rainy season at Etosha Pan serves as a gentle reminder of the unbreakable bond between living creatures and the environment that sustains them. Wearing the same pure white plumage as the egret, the African spoonbill stands out with its bright red legs and its uniquely flat, wide, spoon-shaped bill. This bird adds a touch of grace and gentleness to the vibrant ecological picture of species that depend on the rhythm of the rainy season in Atto. Standing about 3 feet tall, the African spoonbill is a master of sophisticated adaptation to wetland environments. The long, flat, spoon-shaped bill is not only a hunting tool, but also an incredibly sensitive tactile sensor. Unlike many other water birds that rely mainly on their eyesight to catch prey, spoonbills depend on their sense of touch. It quietly glides through the shallow water, sweeping its beak from side to side like an arm, sensing its surroundings. The moment its beak lightly touches a small fish, an insect or an amphibian, its quick reflexes allow it to instantly capture its prey. This demonstrates the remarkable evolution of this bird species in exploiting a diverse range of food sources within a challenging ecosystem. A quick reflex is triggered instantly. The beak snaps shut with absolute precision, like a perfect hunting tool in the wild. This hunting strategy becomes especially effective in areas like the Atoan Lagoon, where the water is shallow, the mud is soft, and the current is weak. Ideal conditions that allow birds to use water ripples to detect prey. The dependence on wetland conditions has closely tied the African spoonbill's life cycle to the unpredictable rhythms of the rainy season. Unlike many other bird species that undertake long migratory journeys, this spoonbill prefers to wander, appearing and disappearing like a dance in response to changing rainfall, following the scattered rhythms of seasonal wetlands. In the Etosha region, the rainy season begins in November and lasts until April, bringing vitality to the wetland ecosystem. However, the breeding season of the African spoonbill falls at the end of this period, from April to May, when water levels have stabilized and food sources are most abundant. Each clutch usually contains 3 to 5 eggs. The newly hatched chicks have short, soft beaks that have not yet developed the distinctive spoon shape. After just a few weeks, the beak gradually develops into a sharp and sophisticated tool, becoming their key to survival in a dangerous environment. At Etosha, the presence of the African spoonbill is not only a symbol of life, but also a positive sign indicating that the water sources are relatively clean, the flood levels are reasonable, and the aquatic food chain is healthy and balanced. As an intermediate predator, the spoonbill plays an important role in controlling the populations of small fish and bottom-dwelling organisms, helping to maintain the ecological balance of the salt marsh ecosystem during the brief but vibrant rainy season. Every rainy season, Etosha not only welcomes precious rainfall, but also becomes a place where nature is miraculously reborn. Each flock of birds returning is a testament to the resilience of life in this arid land. From flamingos to white storks, they all remind us that no matter how the weather changes, the instinct to survive always finds a way. In your opinion, what makes birds keep coming back to this place year after year? Please share your thoughts in the comments section. Nature Moment is always ready to listen. It's truly amazing that amid the bustling activity of waterfowl, another bird manages to capture everyone's attention with its irresistibly stunning beauty, the grey-crowned crane, a quintessential symbol of the magnificent wilderness of Africa. Known as the national bird of Uganda, The grey-crowned crane captivates people with its striking golden crest, pure white cheeks, vibrant red throat pouch, and its proud, graceful stride. Like a character stepping out of an ancient festival. Not only is this bird a symbol of nobility on the national flag, but it also represents elegance, harmony, and new beginnings. The grey-crowned crane belongs to the oldest group of cranes, originating from the Miocene epoch, millions of years ago. In particular, they have retained a rare trait, the ability to perch in trees thanks to their flexible hind toes, a feature that is almost non-existent in modern crane species. The grey-crowned crane primarily lives in wetlands, grasslands, and sun-drenched savannas, stretching from eastern to southern Africa. During the dry season, they tend to spread out over a wider area, roaming in search of water and food, demonstrating their clever survival adaptations to harsh conditions. Through this bird is not only a part of the ecosystem, but also a vivid testament to the resilience, beauty, and profound balance of Africa's wild nature. Most of these birds are local residents, migrating only short distances seasonally, especially in areas like the Etosha Pan, where life follows the unpredictable rhythm of sudden rains. And the water level just barely covers the grasslands without submerging their nests. The grey-crowned, short-billed cranes find ideal conditions to nurture a new generation and forage with ease. They possess an incredible ability to adapt to a diverse diet, ranging from insects, seeds, and roots, to occasionally small animals such as frogs or reptiles. With their short but sharp beaks, they gently pick and probe through the soft, damp earth after the rain, skillfully and efficiently taking advantage of each newly formed layer of mud. Outside of the breeding season, grey-crowned short-billed cranes gather in small groups or large flocks of up to 150 individuals, moving gracefully like waves of grey and gold, spreading across the vast grasslands. What's concerning is that in 2024, surveys recorded a significant decline in the global population of this crane species, with only about 29,500 to 36,000 individuals remaining, placing them on the IUCN's list of endangered species. The main reason the grey-crowned short-billed crane is facing the risk of extinction is the gradual loss of its habitat due to agricultural expansion, draining of wetlands, pollution from agricultural chemicals, and increasing conflicts with human activities. With their ability to survive in such harsh yet fragile environments, they are a vivid symbol of the delicate harmony between wilderness and renewal. The radiant beauty of the gray-crowned short-billed crane seems like a divine touch from nature. No words are needed. Its mere presence is enough to inspire profound admiration. Among species like the greater flamingo, great egret, African spoonbill, and wattled crane, which one do you think has the most striking appearance at Etosha? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. On the lush green grass that had just begun to sprout after the rain, the tall figure of the Angolan giraffe rose up like a living spine of the Dolomite Hills. As the largest giraffe species in Namibia, their long legs move slowly and gracefully through the remaining rain puddles, leaving faint, deep footprints in the soft mud. The Angolan giraffe is a subspecies native to southern Africa, primarily found in northern Namibia, including Etosha, as well as some areas in southwestern Zambia, Botswana, and western Zimbabwe. Although it is called the Angola species, and people once mistakenly believed it originated mainly from that country, in reality, its habitat range is much broader. An interesting feature of the Angolan giraffe is its distinctive skin patterns, which serve as unique identifiers. These markings help researchers distinguish them from other subspecies and also reflect the rich biodiversity of this pristine African region. The Angolan giraffe once faced the risk of extinction right in its own homeland, a story that deeply moved people's hearts. However, thanks to dedicated conservation efforts over the past 2 decades, reintroduction programs have successfully rebuilt many populations in Angola. This is living proof of an animal's remarkable ability to make a comeback and return to the land where it belongs. The impressive height of over 18 feet of the Angolan giraffe, along with its neck that stretches nearly 6.5 feet long, makes it a unique biological marvel. Surprisingly, despite having an incredibly long neck, they still have only 7 cervical vertebrae, the same number as humans, but greatly enlarged in both size and strength. Their coat color, a pale desert sand yellow with irregular smoky brown streaks, creates a unique pattern that makes them stand out from all other giraffe subspecies across Africa. When sunlight breaks through the mopane bushes after the rain, that coat seems to blend seamlessly into the landscape, standing out while also harmonizing beautifully with its surroundings. It's a delicate balance between form and the wildness of nature. The rainy season in the Dolomite region not only marks a period of nature's awakening, but also opens up a crucial window of survival for the Angolan giraffe. With an average annual rainfall of only 12 to 20 inches, there isn't enough water to form deep marshes. But it's just enough to awaken dormant seeds and trigger the rapid revival of the ecosystem. Fresh, young mopane leaves and rapidly regenerating shrubs after the rain provide an abundant food source in the higher branches, where few animals are able to reach. This is the time when giraffes recover their strength after the harsh, dry months, building up energy for breeding and caring for their young. Unlike many other herbivores in Etosha, Angola giraffes do not migrate for hundreds of miles. Instead, they make seasonal movements within a smaller range, primarily based on changes in food and water sources. When vegetation is abundant, they can remain in elevated, cool areas such as Dolomite Hills, which help them avoid predators and access a variety of leafy plants. As the grass gradually dries up and resources become scarce, they will move to lower areas or seek out remaining water sources to survive. In the Dolomite Hill grassland ecosystem, the presence of the Angolan giraffe not only adds to the natural beauty, but also plays an extremely important ecological role. Their feeding on the upper canopy leaves helps regulate the density of the sun-blocking tree layer, creating favorable conditions for lower-growing plants to develop more diversely and healthily. Moreover, giraffes also serve as ecological indicators, reflecting the health and stability of this semi-arid ecosystem. Each step they take leaves a subtle mark on the food web, shaping and harmoniously sustaining the lives of many other creatures, such as predators and pollinating insects. It's hard not to feel the wonder in the story of the Angolan giraffe's revival, from the brink of extinction to a vibrant symbol of resilience and harmony with the wild. Will the future continue to open up new horizons for this legendary creature? Everything depends on the strength of our conservation efforts and our collective determination to protect our natural environment. The wild landscape of the Dolomite Hill Prairie comes alive with both visible and invisible movements, creating a vibrant and dynamic scene full of life. Alongside the tall, majestic presence of the Angolan giraffe, the appearance of the Steenbok antelope creates a subtle contrast, highlighting the rich diversity of the natural world in this area. With its large ears always perked up to catch even the faintest sounds and its sharp eyes constantly scanning every corner of the land, the Steenbok antelope begins its familiar survival routine. Solitary, cautious, and patient, moving to the natural rhythm of the seasons on the grasslands. Standing only about 18 to 24 inches tall at the shoulder and weighing around 15 to 35 pounds, the Steenbok is noticeably smaller than other herbivores living in this savanna. Its reddish-brown fur and strikingly bright white belly blend seamlessly into the patchwork of dry and lush green grass typical of the rainy season. Its tail is so short that it almost disappears into the surroundings. Only the males have straight, smooth horns that range from 3 to 7.5 inches long. Effective weapons for self-defense, but not used for showy displays or fighting like those of larger antelope species. The Steenbok antelope lives almost entirely in isolation, coming together only during the breeding season. Each individual maintains its own territory, which can range from several dozen to several hundred acres, depending on the availability of food sources. Although small, this antelope has incredibly quick reflexes and a sharp survival instinct. When sensing danger lurking nearby, they will remain completely motionless, pressing their bodies flat against the ground like a dry leaf, quietly blending into the green grass. If detected, they immediately spring up and dash away in swift zigzag patterns, skillfully using their small, agile bodies to outmaneuver and escape from predators. There have even been cases where individuals were observed temporarily taking shelter in abandoned avar animal dens, a vivid demonstration of their remarkable ability to learn and intelligently adapt to the surrounding ecological resources. The well-drained limestone terrain on the dolomite grasslands of Dumite not only provides food, but also serves as a natural shield, protecting the Steenbok antelope from environmental challenges and predators. Especially in an ecosystem where animals do not rely heavily on surface water, the rainy season is the ideal time for them to absorb moisture directly from the lush, green vegetation. Thanks to its unique physiology, the Steenbok antelope can absorb all the water it needs, from fresh leaves, young shoots, and even fruit when available. When necessary, they can also draw nutrients from plant roots or mineral-rich soil to supplement essential trace elements, a remarkable example of their sophisticated adaptation to semi-arid environments. It is precisely at the turning point of the rainy season that the survival journey of this small antelope is enriched by the miracles of nature, as vitality and resilience are brought to their strongest expression. When a Steenbok antelope gives birth, after a gestation period of about 5.5 months, the female will deliver a single calf, which she carefully hides in dense bushes or low rock crevices. The newborn antelope remains almost completely still for the first few days, while the mother only occasionally returns to nurse and clean her baby, removing any scent that might attract predators. After about 3 months, when the young animal is strong enough, it begins to leave its hiding place and follow its mother, quietly and independently learning how to survive in the wilderness, which is full of dangers. The development of the young antelope during this stage largely determines its chances of survival, which is why the mother devotes all her energy to protecting and nurturing her offspring in the harsh wilderness. Beyond the dense mopan grass where young antelopes hide, the cheetah, the fastest land animal, waits quietly for its chance. With a slender body, long legs, a spine as flexible as a spring, a long tail for balance, and semi-retractable claws that grip the ground firmly, the cheetah is truly a perfect example of biological refinement designed to maximize speed. They can accelerate from 0 to 60 mph in just 3 seconds and reach a top speed of nearly 70 mph over short distances. For them, hunting isn't just about endurance. It's a race that demands perfect timing, quick reflexes, and exceptional hunting skills. It's Doomite. The rainy season creates ideal conditions for this predator to unleash its full power. The grass grew just high enough to conceal the ambush, but not so thick as to hinder visibility or slow anyone down. The main prey consists of small antelope species such as Springbok and Steenbok, which constantly roam in search of fresh patches of young grass. Every time they appear, it presents a potential hunting opportunity. Cheetahs typically use stalking tactics, getting as close as 300 feet to their target before making a powerful sprint. When hunting young animals or weaker individuals, their success rate can reach nearly 100%. But on average, it's only about 50%, a figure that reflects the balance between precision and the challenges of the terrain. Although cheetahs are skillful hunters, they lack the size and strength to defend their prey from larger predators. Therefore, even after a successful hunt, they usually have only a few short minutes to eat before being forced to flee if confronted by a stronger predator. This makes the recovery period after each chase extremely important. A true race for survival, where speed comes with high energy costs and constant lurking risks. Notably, cheetahs display extremely flexible social behavior. Females mostly live alone and stay with their offspring only during the first 18 months to care for them. In contrast, males, especially those that are closely related, often form alliances in groups of 2 or 3 individuals. These groups share territory and coordinate hunting in a highly effective cooperative strategy, increasing their chances of survival in the harsh wilderness. It is this flexibility in their social organization that enables cheetahs not only to survive, but also to thrive in the highly competitive environment they face every day. These alliances not only increase their hunting success rate, but also help cheetahs protect valuable resources from fierce competition with other species. Normally, these groups will control the outer edges of the grasslands or areas around water sources, places where prey frequently passes through during the rainy season. The reproduction process of cheetahs happens quite quickly. The gestation period lasts from 90 to 95 days, and each litter usually consists of 1 to 6 cubs. However, the sad thing is that the survival rate of cheetah cubs is very low. Only about 10 to 20% of the young are able to reach adulthood, mainly due to predation by other species or harsh natural conditions. The surviving individuals carry nearly identical genes, because today's cheetah population is experiencing a genetic diversity crisis, a long-living consequence of a genetic bottleneck that occurred thousands of years ago. As of 2024, according to the IUCN Red List, cheetahs are classified as a vulnerable species, with a global population of only about 6,517 mature individuals. Namibia is currently home to the world's largest population of wild cheetahs. But these animals still face numerous challenges: conflicts with humans, shrinking migration corridors, illegal hunting, and various diseases. Their strong dependence on open grasslands and minimally disturbed environments makes cheetahs especially vulnerable to climate change and sudden shifts in landscape structure, posing a serious threat to the long-term survival of the species. The cheetah emerges as a symbol of biological perfection, where speed, timing, and instinct blend seamlessly in every movement. But at the same time, they also reflect the fragility of wildlife.